Hi, Taurus. This is September mid-month reading. I hope that you're doing well. I've been shuffling off camera. Shuffle a couple times on camera for you. Wanted to mention that times are pretty tight for me, so if you are interested at all in a personal reading, I'm doing 1-question readings for $8, 2 questions for $11 for the rest of the month. So if you're interested in that, in the description box, there is a way to get a hold of me. Wow, man. Your reading and Aries' reading that I just did are both really positive, I feel like. 4 of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. Give me just a minute to look at this. I also want to note right off the bat that the Fool card was the first card in their spread. Hold on a sec. You can't really see that very well, I just noticed. That's a little bit better. The Fool card is at the bottom, the Fool card was the first card in their spread, and it is the third card in your spread. And for whatever reason, I've noticed that over the years, the Fool card does not come out for me a lot when I'm doing readings. So I always take note of when it's there. And even the last deck of tarot cards I had, I realized eventually that the Fool card had disappeared when I moved. That it had been the card. It had been like the last card I pulled before I moved, so it was on the top of the deck. And then I moved and I realized the Fool card isn't coming out like ever. And I went through and it wasn't there anymore, and I don't know what happened. But anyway, you're definitely going through some kind of transformation. 100%. The first row, the whole first row indicates that you are going through some major change. Because death indicates major transformations, major changes. The King of Wands definitely represents major changes, major transformations. And the Fool is the embodiment of a person who just is navigating these crazy changes of life. You know, that's what the card symbolizes. So whatever this is that you're going through right now, I feel like it represents something very big for you. And you have everything it takes to navigate it successfully. I feel like you know that. I feel like you trust that about yourself at this point. I feel like you have some experience going through these major transformations, and maybe in the past it was something that would, it was a little more intimidating, but you are not intimidated now. If anything, I feel like you're ready to go. I feel like you recognize your strength. I feel like you trust in your stability. I feel like you know that you are mature, and that you have a connection to the divine that means that you don't have to fear. You don't have to be afraid, that you don't have to you just have to trust, basically. And that doesn't mean that the path will be without difficulty, that it will be without suffering, although I don't see, aside from this 3 of Swords here, that there's anything that indicates that you will be suffering. Uh, but I feel like that is in your head. That it's mental activity that is caught. That if there's any kind of struggle, suffering with this, that it is mental, and that if you can not let yourself get caught up in that, if those thoughts start coming up, then you will navigate this much more smoothly, and I feel like you will navigate it much more rapidly. The only cards actually that I see that are anything I would say other than positive, and I feel like I'm stretching with the Six of Swords, and that's only because there is an element to me, depending on the cards around it, which they don't really support that here, but there is a feeling when I see that image of melancholy, just of letting go of the past, just feeling of melancholy just from letting something go, which is totally normal, totally common, not anything to be afraid of. It's part of life's changes. It's one of the, grief is a normal thing if you feel that. Now I'm not saying that you even will feel grief or that you are feeling grief going through this, but there might be some element of sadness in letting something go. But my point is that both of those are swords, which indicate mental activity. So again, it just drives that point home of anything that may be a stumbling block, I feel like, is just in your head, and you just have to trust that things are working out according to a divine plan, and you may be going through this transformational period, and a lot of it you may be having to navigate alone, but I feel like in the near future you will have companionship, you will have friends, you will have a at least a soulmate. I feel like some romantic connection in addition to more general social support. That these are things that are in your future. And I also, these things will be stable. If this is not something that you've had in a while, where you were in a stable social situation, where you had friends that you felt you could really depend on, where you had a partner where you trusted them, and it was a balanced give and take kind of thing. This will be these will be stable connections that you can trust and that you can rely on, and you will appreciate them. You'll recognize what you have and you will value it. You'll recognize the value that these people bring to your life. There won't be any question. You won't have to go, do these people really like me? Do these people really care about me? Is this person cheating on me? Are they looking for somebody else? Are they really committed? Do they see me? Do they see me? Do they know me? They see you. They know you. They appreciate you. They recognize you for who you are. And you can trust that. I think that you will trust that. I think you will know that. I think that you will know as you deal with them that they see you, that they know you, that they're not mistaken in what it is that they are appreciating and valuing. They're not, I don't know why this is coming up, but maybe maybe there's a part of you that just assumes, and maybe you have reason to historically from past relationships, that you think that when people see you that they don't see you, that they see something else. And to some extent, we all see projections. But you can manage that tendency to some extent, and it helps to see things more clearly. And I really hold that these people are in a position where they can do that, and they're not confused about you. And if you're doubting that, these people, thinking these people like me, but they're making a mistake, maybe they don't understand. They understand. They really understand. Like Aries, I'm not going to pull any more tarot, because I feel like the tarot part of this is very clear. So I'm going to pull a few oracle cards, and I've already shuffled these off camera, but shuffling them right now. The garden and the gate on the bottom. In a way that kind of mirrors the Four of Wands here, which I had kind of forgotten about on the bottom of the deck. And the Four of Wands really supports everything that's out here. But both of those kind of represent to me a threshold moment where you're crossing the threshold and walking into a new situation. And with the Four of Wands, that obviously shows a situation where you are appreciated. These people here on the card are very welcoming, very excited to see you walking through the threshold, coming towards them. But the cards that I pulled specifically are the Temple Path and Door to Value. So I feel, again, like this kind of supports everything that I've been saying. Like you're walking this path. And I also feel, the thing about the Temple Path is that it's kind of about the spiritual path, and that there's a lot of ups and downs, and there's a lot of times on the path where you are questioning what the hell you're doing on the path. This is very similar to the Aries reading, actually. Very similar kind of themes playing out. And the spiritual path is very much that way. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of like, what is this path? Where the hell am I going? Why did I sign up to do this? But this path is taking you, and because the garden and the gate are on the bottom, and like I said, I kind of view that as like coming through a threshold where things are changing. To me, that suggests that you're still unable to see that it's right around the corner yet. You can see it on this card that it's a winding path, right? And I feel like where you are on the path, you still cannot see that you are just right around the corner from a major change. And when you turn this corner, people are going to recognize your value in a way that maybe they never have in your entire life, that maybe you've never seen. Maybe it's going to open the door. And again, there's a threshold on this card that you're about to walk through. And there's money, there's abundance, there's light. I feel like there's just a general sense of appreciation and people seeing who you are, seeing your value, seeing what you have to offer. And it's helping you to see it more and more too, and to embody it, to come into it and live it, to help you bring forth more, because you will be able to trust yourself more. So I hope that resonates with you, Taurus. It's a very positive reading. The cards for both you and Aries are extremely encouraging, and I feel like you're both on the threshold of something big. If you have Aries in your chart, you might want to watch that reading. If you know somebody that you're dealing with who's an Aries, that might resonate with you too, because these are, like I said, they're both very similar themes playing out. So with that, I hope you have a good rest of your month. Take care of yourself. Bye.